then listen to what we've got to say, because I'm going to tell you why I want you to Google yourself, and we're going to show you what all of that means. Heidi, how are you today?
I'm here somewhere. There I am.
There
Hey,
you are.
Francine.
Yay. All
I'm pretty
right.
excited about talking about visibility with you today.
Right. Well, let's get visible so people can see our faces. There we go. We're
Hey.
visible. Okay, everybody. The reason I wanted everyone to Google themselves is last week I was at a networking event, and this high dollar multimedia guy was telling everybody how he could target their ads to the right audience to get more ROI on their advertising dollar. And he's going on in this whole 10-minute presentation. And then we find out you need a footprint to make that work. And what does that mean? You have to be able to Google your name and see you so people have something to find about you. He can't create all that stuff for you. You need that first. So sitting right there in the meeting, I Google myself and yes, I'm there. I'm there. Page after page after page, I'm there because I do these live streams. I go on podcasts. I write books. I'm all over social media. And before we came live here, I asked Heidi to do the same. And she started going through her pages and everything that pops up. And guess what? We found some old branding. We found some old relationships we're no longer a part of. And we need to improve our visibility too. We're visible, but are people seeing the right stuff about us? And this is what we're going to tell you today. If you need more visibility, if you need the right kind of visibility, we're here to help.
So, first of all, Francine, I love that you decided that this is what we're going to talk about today because sometimes when you are putting yourself out there, you show up and you show up and you show up and you show up and you do it for a while. You don't even realize how long you've been doing it. So when I Googled myself and found 4 pages of Heidi Aderman,
It made you feel good, didn't it?
oh my goodness, that was pretty fun.
Just wait, because after the Believe You Can anthology releases, you're going to have 4 more pages.
This is incredible. And here I thought, like, I was just throwing stuff out into the universe and then it was just disappearing forever. Holy cow, no, Francine.
It sticks. And you need to make sure you have the right stuff sticking.
Yes, for sure. Now, one thing that I did think was kind of funny. You know, you're mentioning some of the old stuff. You know, I found some profiles of websites of old jobs that I had worked at. And one of my favorites is I found an old picture of me when I was singing the national anthem for our little town of Theresa's sesquicentennial. I don't even know if I said that word right, but I tried my best.
Nobody will argue because we don't know what it means.
Oh, I don't know. It's one of those like they've been around a long time kind of celebrations. So, Francine, if I Google myself and I don't find that I take up 4 pages of Google, what does this mean? I mean, where do I need to start to be able to get some stuff on Google.
Stuff on
Any
Google.
stuff.
And, well, when you become an author, you will be on Google as an author, which makes you an authority on your subject. So, invisibility terms, that's huge because that's the kind of stuff people look for. And then the next thing, you want to make the podcast circuit. Well, guess what? Right here, this is considered a form of podcast, vlog, live event. Then you also want to make videos. I have videos of me competing in a speech contest that are still popping up on Google. There's I magazine articles I wrote, magazine articles that were written about me. The Believe anthology will give you an opportunity to have your name pop up in all of that type of content done for you, delivered right to your Facebook page.
And I guess I never really thought about all of those kind of things that I was a part of. I was looking through the list and I've won some archery tournaments. So I pop up on like those websites and, there's pictures of me there. And I mean, there's a lot of different hobbies and interests that I participate in. And I never really thought about how all of those pictures and just showing up also kind of makes your footprint on Google.
Right? Not to mention, once you start working on your Google footprint, which I didn't even know was a thing until last Friday, my Google footprint is not from me actively participating in Google content. My Google footprint is me participating everywhere else on social media and being captured passively by Google.
Well, right. How many times have you been captured on the Finally Friday website or Facebook page?
I have been there. Let's see. Oh,
Toastmasters?
Toastmasters, an article written about me while I was still working on the Navy base about a program that I helped create. So,
Yeah.
and that's 7-8 years ago, but it's still popping up.
And I've been practicing my writing. So there have been some article opportunities that have popped up over the last year or so also. And those have been great. Like online magazine kind of type things where I have a chance to tell a little bit of my story, a little bit of a teaser. You get the whole thing in the anthology.
There you go. There you go. And then after the anthology, your solo book.
Yes, because we've well established in the portal parties that 1,200 words is not really enough for the whole story.
Okay, now that you mention it, the portal party, let's explain what that means to anyone who may not have heard before. Go ahead, Heidi. I'll let you explain.
Okay, perfect. So, a portal party is the kind of party you want to go to if you happen to be doing any kind of writing. You could be writing some content for a website, you could be working on your social media stuff, you could be writing an article, any kind of writing. The problem is when you're all by yourself working on this writing, the judge gets involved. That judgy voice that starts to say like, everything I write is terrible. I don't know. I'm stuck. I can't figure out what should come next.
Kind of
And you
like
want to just
Sue.
A little like Sue.
And if
And
you
then just
haven't
want to
met
take it
Sue,
all and fold it into little paper airplanes and toss it across the room, and then maybe go find some other hobbies.
and if you haven't met Sue, let me explain. Sue is one of the children's authors in my children's author group, and she was writing her first children's book, and she got up in her own head. Somebody planted that seed of doubt in her head, and she called me and said, "That's it, I quit. I'm done. I'm not even going to write this anymore." She came to a portal party, and 2 hours later, her book was written.
And that's why it's called a portal, because you thought it was a paper airplane. But all you had to do was step through the portal, and now you have a complete product. Possibly. Sometimes it can happen that quickly, and sometimes it's just the next step, depending on how big it is of what you're working on. But that's the great part. You can book as many portal parties as you want to. And we didn't want to like hold anybody back and just be like, no, we're only going to do one portal party a month. No, only one a week. Like, we wanted to make sure that, well, people were able to come at the time that we had scheduled. And we wanted to make sure that if you're listening to this right now and you're like, yeah, I'm stuck on my writing. And yeah, I would love to get some feedback from some other writers, some other creative people that could give me some new perspective about this. Then all you need to do, I think right now, so on the live stream, what are we doing in the comments? We're writing party.
Party. Just
Party.
put party. Party in the
Put
comments.
party in the comments and we'll reach out to you and we'll get something scheduled. You can also email me and I'll put that email in the chat and
Don't you have a
request some
sign up
dates.
link?
I also have a sign up link. So I worked on something this week, and let me just show you this on our website. So let's see here. Didn't I have a scrolly banner with our website? I thought I did, but I'll work on that. Hold on. Let me share my screen first.
Okay. YouTube
That's not it. That's
YouTube's
my
going to
Google
tell
ID.
me that we weren't engaging the audience. There we go. There we go.
There we go. So here's our website. And, you know, right when you get here, this talks a little bit more about the anthology and how you can join and all of that. So make sure while you're there to check that out. And right below there is information about joining your own portal party. You can choose your date and time. Here's my email address. And then here's the part that I added to the site this week: the don't miss an event sign up. So these portal parties are just popping up way too fast for me to be able to keep up with putting all this stuff on the website. So what I did was gave you the option to look at our calendar that has all of our events on it, all of the links. So you won't miss another Q&A session for the anthology. You won't miss another portal party that's coming up, because once you look at the calendar, you will be able to copy that event straight to your own. Yay! And I was going to show you
This
what
is
that
why
looked
I
like
love
too.
collaborations, because I would never have been able to figure out how to do that myself.
And so let me just show you after you fill out this form. Did it switch? It didn't switch. Stop sharing.
That's
Start
okay.
sharing.
We'll show it again next week.
All right. But anyway, you can get to the calendar now. just go to our website, and I'll make sure to put the link in there. Well, Francine, so let's talk a little bit more about visibility.
Let's talk about visibility, because once you get your message honed in, which we do at the portal parties, then how do you put it out there? And you could go back to some of our episodes with Anna, and she gives some great trips, gives some great tips for Instagram. That was an interesting noise. And then I am learning so much about YouTube and the analytics for YouTube and making fun YouTube people like. What is going on here? We gotta, don't tell me we're having technical difficulties again.
Well, not again.
Anyways, I hope that wasn't my computer doing that. But visibility is what you present to the world and how you present it to make it more visible. For instance, if you make a post, a Facebook post, and you put a link in it, Facebook will not show it to hardly any people at all. That same post without the link might be viewed by 1,000 people. So now, how do you keep that visibility up, but people are still able to connect with you? That is some of what you will learn during the Believe Retreat, because you can't learn it all in one class. You can't learn it all in one workshop. It's just way too much. I've been through 3 or 4 of Anna's workshops now, and I guarantee I'll learn new stuff from her next 2 or 3 or 4 workshops. Because there is not only there's so much, but then every time you learn it, they change it. In the Believe anthology, as we write the book, as we write our chapters in the anthology, as we tell our stories, we are connecting with experts in the field of visibility. We are connecting with people who do online magazines. We are connecting with social media experts. We are connecting with our publisher, who is a mastermind of visibility. And we are learning all of these best practices along the way. And if you jump on board, you can learn them right alongside us, because we can't teach you what we don't know, but we have the resources that if you have the question that we might not have thought to ask yet, we know the people to get that question answered. That is the power of collaboration. Just like Heidi and I are collaborating on this Believe Retreat, Believe anthology, on this live stream, and we each bring our own expertise to the table, because neither one of us could have done this alone. And in each, oh, Heidi's roommate. So.
There's people on the move in my house. It's loud outside. It's loud at the house. I have no quiet studio today.
I get it. But now I lost my train of thought.
Well, I think you just gave a little bit of a secret.
Oh, I know where I was going now. Go ahead. You tell the secret, and then I'll get back on my thought.
Okay. The secret is something that a lot of people miss. You go take courses, you learn a bunch of stuff, you go to workshops, you go to conventions where your head gets filled with all of this great stuff, and you leave and you're so motivated and you're excited, and maybe you put some of those things you learn into practice. But over time, as you get busy, as you get distracted, little by little, these practices start to fall away. And so, what Francine and I are doing here is a little trick to keep you on course, to keep you doing stuff, not only because you're not carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders and doing it all by yourself, but things are always coming up. Like, they didn't teach me this in the course that I learned. It wasn't there before. Oh my gosh. So, but now I can say to Francine and be like, I don't know, we've just crossed a bridge. I have no idea where we're at. And Francine can come in and say, I got you.
That's it. Hello, David Poole.
Hey, David. Good to see you, David.
So where I was going before there's all that noise that got me off my
Sorry.
train. That's okay. Anyways, in the portal parties, when we start this brainstorming together, questions come up that we hadn't thought of. And then that's how we make our programs better. So if you come to a portal party and see how we work together, you could add to the genius by asking us the right questions while we ask you the questions you need to get the clarity about what you're doing.
Oh, and David is asking if we're going live in our private Zoom room after. It is not this week. It is the second Tuesday of every month that we do our Q&A session for the book anthology. And if you visit our website and sign up to access our calendar, you will have that event that you can add to your calendar, plus all of the other porta parties that will pop up magically.
Magic.
Thanks, David, for that question. Oh, wait, we have to share this comment. I agree, David. Thank you.
I see that. David says that Heidi is a genius. Why, yes, she is.
And sorry, David, no Q&A this week. So sorry.
But go ahead and ask your question in the comments here and we can answer it, because chances are if you have the question, somebody else does too.
Portal party sounds like Stargate.
Well, that's because you stand in front of this open door all confused, and then we ask you the right questions that help you move through the door, through the portal, to clarity. Ta-da!
Ta-da! Yeah, you have to say ta-da at the end.
Ta-da! Okay.
Okay, so we have a question from David. Oh, we've got another place for our book launch to stop at.
Is David going to be joining us as an author?
Well, he's asking when we're going to go visit him.
Well, we're going to have to go to France.
Yeah, we're going to have to go to France. So we're going to be like kind of in the neighborhood. We have a great blues week in July.
Oh.
We'll have to keep that in mind.
Okay, I don't know if anyone hears, but now I have my noise.
No, actually, it's still so noisy over here that I didn't even notice your noise.
The beauty of live.
Yes. And speaking of noise,
Speaking of noise,
when I first started creating content, I felt like I was just making noise. So I felt scared to get in front of the camera. I felt afraid to speak to my audience. And so if you are feeling this way, booking a portal party, hanging out with us at the live streams a little bit more, will help you get a little bit more comfortable with being uncomfortable. When I first started, I had to call my friend Beth Minot every time I was going to hit the live button. And I had to have her give me a pep talk. And she often would remind me that there is someone out there who needs to hear what I have to say.
I'm going to have to remind Beth that. She likes hearing when her words are remembered like that. And that's what being visible is. When you are visible, you make a difference in other people's lives. That's simply it. And why are you in business if not to make a difference in other people's lives?
And for me,
Mic drop.
that gives me the confidence to get out there and do it. Otherwise, I'd rather hide under a blanket.
I remember I used to hate to be on video. I hated pictures. Even after I lost weight, I just didn't feel comfortable putting myself out there. And it actually took being in a speaking contest. And it was a tall tale and it was physical comedy. And that is what gave me the confidence to say, you know what? All of these funny facial features I make, and all of my weird voices, and all of the crazy stuff that makes me feel uncomfortable about myself is what other people like about me. So,
go figure.
right. So, that is part of being in a community like ours, is getting the confidence to know that it's just your brain trying to keep you safe, telling you lies. Let us tell you the truth about yourself, like we did for Sue. Sue thought she couldn't write. Sue thought that her ideas sucked. Sue thought she couldn't be an author. That was all of the crazy ideas that her brain was telling her about herself that weren't true. She just needed somebody to reprogram that little part of her brain that said she can't do it, to tell her that she could. And that's what we do in those portal parties.
And I just wanted to mention some of the things that David was saying in the chat. How old is the human race? It's only been the last 10 years or so that we've been able to do videos. So this is like a really new skill for everybody. And then he also wrote, it's normal for it to feel weird, right? And it totally is, which is why it's fun to hang out with some other people that like to feel weird and have fun and just be weirdos.
When you're doing it together, it doesn't feel as weird as when you're doing it all by yourself.
Right? And before we go, I think We've got a next guest coming up here soon.
We do.
David mentioned that he's already authored a ton of books.
Ooh.
And he is here to support me. But that means that we need to have David come and talk about his books.
We should.
Mm-hmm. We need to get that set up. Coming for you, David. All right. So, Francine, should we take this episode on out?
I think we should.
All right. So, if you can conceive it, you can believe it, and you can achieve it.
From the head to the heart to the hands.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Awesome. See you guys at the next porta party. There's one tomorrow. Visit our website. Sign up for the calendar. See ya.